Welcome back, YouTubers. Johni Boi Lopez here, and I am here for another installment of the Indie Experiment. And we have our guest, my brother Ducey. How you doing, my brother?
Good, brother, man. How's everybody doing?
Man, we lit, man. I'm excited to have you on this episode.
Thank you.
We're gonna get right into it, brother.
All right, so Ducey is my last name.
Okay.
So my full name is Andrew Ducey.
Okay. Much respect.
So back in the day and stuff, high school days, all that stuff, football, coaches call you Ducey, kind of stuck out as a nickname to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, you know what? Everybody calls me this. I'm gonna roll with it. Let's use this as my artist name. Mm-hmm. So that's how I got my name. I'm based out of Turlock, California.
Dope.
Represent for all of the 209 Valley, though. Grew up all around these low towns around here, so much respect. What up, 209?
Yeah, shouts out to the 209, man. So,
so with that mindset, you know, I released a bunch of stuff before that. I had a project called It's a Trap. It's a different project for me. Kind of branched out with that one. Put out little singles, and what brought me to the mindset of making Go With The Flow is kind of like go with the flow, as in like go with life and don't really think about it, put out what I want to put out.
yeah.
I mean, there's a little concept behind it, but it's kind of like just, you know, go with the ideas that I've concepted for that. That's what I came up with. So naming it Go With The Flow, I kind of just went with the flow of how I put that project together.
And I was actually lucky enough to be in the studio as you were making some of those records, you feel me?
Yes.
And I like, you know, the different styles that you show within your flow, you feel me? I think it's pretty dope. Did you have a favorite track on that project of your own that you felt like just like that stood out to you the most, that you were in the moment more?
I want to say Talk That Talk.
Okay.
Because on top of the project, I had written for the actual song like a couple months beforehand of coming into the studio and crafting. So it kind of like, I had the writings, and then I met up with 93 Beats. He shot me a sampler. I kind of like matched one of the beats together and kind of just, it flowed. And so I felt like that was a standout track. I have a video out for it, which is doing really good on YouTube.
Make sure you go check that out.
Yeah,
we're gonna put the link in the bio.
Yeah, so I want to say that's a highlight. That's been getting a lot of good feedback from what I know so far. So, but the project as a whole, I mean, there's a lot of highlighted tracks on there, but I want to say that one stood out for me the most because of that reason. Pretty much, you know, my movement, all I'm pretty much trying to do is, you know, get my message out musically, creating the way I create, positive message with so much, you know, 209, so much negativity, like gang violence, drugs, all that stuff, you know, problems with the police. I'm just trying to like give people from my platform musically, you know, some motivation, positivity to just go out there and use, I mean, whatever they could get out of my music to use it in a positive advantage for themselves, and to use it whatever they're going through in their life. I want them to just, you know, keep on striving, do good for themselves as well as the whole world. Yeah, and
that's a dope mission, bro. I mean, you gotta commend that. You feel me? Because honestly, there's not enough MCs out here doing that. You know, with, like you said, it's very saturated with a bunch of, like, you know, selfishness, you know, the vibrato, everything, you know. You gotta be tough, you gotta be cool, you know. And you're actually, in your music, you can hear that you're touching on a lot of subjects that, you know, make people think, and challenging, you know, their mental thinking process, you know, which is what is needed, you know, that little bit of a shake-up, you know. So like I said, I gotta commend you on that, man. So we're gonna... If you had a Mount Rushmore.
Okay. So we got, of course, I'm gonna put Nas.
Okay.
That's my dude. A lot of my influences come from East Coast. As a West Coast artist, living in California, but a lot of my influences come. I love that East Coast, boom bap, New York, all that stuff.
Shouts out to the East Coast.
East Coast. So, got Nas. of course, I'll put Biggie.
Yeah.
We put Pac on there, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody put Pac on their list. As far as
except for Lil Xan. Sorry, Lil Xan. Nothing against you. I'm just saying. I know he's not making time.
So we got 2 more. I'll put Eminem on there, of course, and then let's go with Jay-Z.
That's an elite top 5 right there, ladies and gentlemen.
I could of course go more, but top 5. That's really what I'm going for right now.
Yeah, and that's dope. That's a dope lineup right there, man. If you had any chance to work with any one of those artists, if they just called you up on the phone, I mean, which one in specific would you be like, I'm dropping everything for that?
Gotta go with Nas.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that would do the same thing.
Yeah, man.
You ever heard the record Let Nas Down by J. Cole?
Oh, of course, man.
Gosh, bruh.
J. Cole's a man too.
Man.
Kendrick, J. Cole, those are my favorites too of this era.
Yeah, but that song Let Nas Down, bro, it was like one of the dopest songs I heard. And then to hear him on the remix.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then to hear his perspective of how like, bro, you didn't let me down. You feel me? Like that was like, bro, one of the most mind blowing things. So, of course, man, you know, maybe one day we'll get a future track with Ducey and Nas.
You may see that. The possibilities are endless.
Yes, for real.
I was burning, I could feel the pain. What just happened? Have I gone insane? Or is the life I live just playing?
Favorite sport is football.
Okay. What is your favorite football team?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. So you guys are I would say the leading champions in the league of Super Bowls. So yeah. I mean, you guys are used to winning. 7. Yeah, you guys are used to winning. How do you feel about this upcoming year?
I feel like we got a lot of young talent. We got a lot of veterans still, but you know that young talent will just build for the future.
Yeah.
You know, and then the veterans that are still left on the team will just help them newcomers come up and just build a dynasty from that.
Yeah, so, definitely.
But for sure, we should be playoff contenders again.
Yeah. That's a
so
guarantee.
I'm just hoping for another ring.
Yeah. I mean, my hopes might be a little bit higher just because I'm a Niner fan, so we're a little bit lower in we're probably more middle of the pack. But we won a lot of rings too, you feel me? So I'm like you, we always on the quest to get it. But and I was gonna touch on something, and I don't mean to talk on a negative subject, but you heard about the shooting in Florida? At the Madden tournament, man.
Recently,
something so unfortunate. I want to say my condolences to all the people out there and their families that lost somebody. It was a tragic situation, but you're seeing a lot of this happen, in day to day, people, mass shootings and all types of different events now. What do you think are some of the things that, people need to do to, be safer and be aware of their environment, going to events and just being out in public day to day?
I would say pretty much, I would try to, give them as much advice as I could, but I would say it starts with the person. Each and every one of us. You could tell another person one thing, but I think the power is within you to change that for yourself and people around you. It's just an effect that like a chain reaction that just has to go around. Everybody has to just play their part in a way, and just bring the positive, make a negative, turn a negative into a light situation.
Definitely.
That's all you got to do.
Definitely, man.
That's what I say. Protests are good too, but do it peacefully.
Yes,
do it peacefully,
man. Yeah, man, and that's what we got this music for, and that's what we and platforms like this,
they're really huge when it comes to all that stuff. Too,
definitely, and just
especially for the youth, in this generation. I mean, a lot of people will talk down on it, but to be honest, shouldn't be like that, man. Us as we're younger still, but I feel like those people look up to people like us and the older crowd. You don't want to talk down on them. You want to bring them up, put some positive spirit in them and have them do make them be the next big thing in the world, don't put them down just because they may be doing all this challenges, dumb challenges and stuff. Just bring them up,
show them a way instead of being negative,
talking down on them.
Definitely.
You heard it here first. Always dreamed about this type of shit. Making money off of hit songs, rotating in a circle, guess I keep it lit. Just like Edison,
I got pairs of Jordans. I mean, I got them on right now.
Hey.
So Jordans are comfy.
Shouts out to the GOAT.
Like, yeah. They're comfortable when I can afford them. You know, they're pretty penny, but I would say Jordans. Oh, Adidas too. Adidas are pretty comfortable. So.
That's a nice little lineup right there.
A nice little lineup.
I like that.
So.
I like.
Further I progress, nonetheless, I'm trying to make it out the city where I'm nothing. The average person living slowly dying, I ain't fronting, but it's nothing when I have the drop ship to get a pass.
Pretty much, it wasn't always rough, I want to say, around here, like in the 209 Valley, it's rough, but I mean, every spot that you'll be to is rough, but as a kid, I grew up, I have both of my parents, so I respect my mom and my dad a lot. My grandparents, just everybody.
Shout out to mama and daddy.
Mama and dad. Yeah, but I'm just thankful that I was brought up with good morals and just to understand the world a bit, being a helpful person and just overall good morals and through rough times and stuff. Everybody goes through rough times, but it's just the way you deal with the situation and stuff. But yeah, that's about it.
Defying odds just to even out the score. You don't really have to ask who I really do it for. Falling back a couple times now.
I have stuff written from I'll jot stuff down, come back to it, maybe I'll add to it, and then I'll hear a beat, and then I'll get inspired off of that beat, and I'm like, okay, this is where I want to go with that, or vice versa. I'll hear a beat, and it'll just come to me naturally. I'll be like, oh yeah, for sure, I want to do this and that. It just goes both ways. It depends on how I'm feeling at the time, but I want to say I do both.
That's dope. That's dope.
So it's great being having that creative aspect and just just being in the zone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
See, I've been around. I've been around music my whole life. Shout out to my dad and his friends. He had a local record label around here, actually. Like back in the day, he worked with Tech Nine and Mac Dre at the time. While they were coming up as well.
Yeah.
So I was around that music scene. They had their own studio, and I was just around it as a little kid, and it was kind of like, okay, cool. Around I want to say 6th, 7th grade, my dad just had a collection of CDs, old school Eazy-E, old school Bone Thugs.
Oh.
And I was just this is when iTunes I think was barely popping.
Okay.
It wasn't even a thing. And I would just this is a program. I would just take his CDs. I had this little older desktop, and I think it was a Dell. And I would just put all the CDs on there, just save them on there. I would just listen to it and listen to it and listen to it. And I kind of got a thing with that.
Yeah, that's dope.
Just the upbringing of just being around music my whole life. It's kind of okay, let me give it a shot.
Yeah.
Express myself and all that good stuff.
And then here we are
Here
today,
we are,
and you're killing shit. So you're
trying
doing
to kill shit.
Yeah, man, you
We're
are,
all
man.
trying to strive,
You definitely are. So.
I want to say, just keep putting out your art. Whatever you do, keep putting out your art. Someone's favorite thing from you will be somebody's worst thing from you. Someone's worst thing from you will be somebody else's favorite. That's how it works. Just keep putting it out, believe in yourself, network, market yourself good, but most importantly, just be consistent and put it out. Even if you feel like it's not going to work, just put it out. That's all it takes. Just have that catalog, and who knows, man. There got to be someone out there watching, right?
Yeah, definitely, man.
I want to give a big shout out to Johni Boi. This man is dope too, man. Listen to his recent project, man. It's good shit. Shout out to Indie Experiment. Shout out to Steadfast Studios.
Hey.
You gotta book your session today, man. That sound quality, man. You gotta just, if you want that crisp, ask Johnny, man. There's dudes, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the Valley artists, man. I fuck with you all, man. You guys got your different styles and all that stuff. Keep putting the stuff out, man.
Yeah, man.
It's all gonna pan out, man. Trust me. Have that high hope for yourself. Have that high hope for everybody else. And you can find me on Instagram at DuceyMusic91. Pretty much you can find me anywhere. I'm on Twitter at DuceyMusic91. Find me on YouTube. Pretty much everywhere. DuceyMusic91. You'll find me. Yeah. Find the Asian guy with a beard and glasses.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you being on the show this week, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It was a dope episode, man.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm Johni Boi Lopez. This is Ducey, and this was the Indie Experiment. Yay!